The Beatles distinguished themselves as tireless architects of hit records, with every song reflecting their extraordinary instinct for melody and composition. While amassing an unparalleled catalog of timeless classics under their own name, they also devoted creative energy to crafting material for other artists, bringing that same spark of brilliance into entirely different careers. Hello, good old friends. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you here again. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing great and having a good day wherever you're watching from. What many listeners never realized was that some familiar songs spinning on the radio were actually written by John, Paul, George, or Ringo, particularly when songwriting credits appeared under pseudonyms. In this list, we look at tracks performed by other musicians but born from the pens of the world's most cherished Liverpudlians. Here are 7 songs you didn't know written by the Beatles. Here we go. Number 1. Come and Get It by Badfinger, 1969.
If you want it, here it is. Come and get it.
By the end of the 1960s, the Beatles had grown beyond superstardom and into powerful tastemakers within the music business through their Apple Records label. Badfinger, one of Apple's most promising acts, already showed clear potential, but Paul McCartney decided to elevate their prospects even further by gifting them a perfectly constructed pop song. He wrote the track swiftly, recorded a demo to demonstrate the precise arrangement he envisioned, and Badfinger closely followed his guidance. The result was a sharp, energetic single that became their first major hit and introduced them to a global audience. Although Badfinger later achieved success independently of the Beatles, McCartney's involvement became a defining moment in their story and proof that even sidelined Beatles material could be transformed into chart-topping success. Number 2. I Wanna Be Your Man by the Rolling Stones, 1963. Long before the Rolling Stones became legendary rock icons, they were an up-and-coming British R&B band searching for a song that could push them onto the charts. That breakthrough arrived courtesy of John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Already gaining recognition as a formidable songwriting duo, they offered this composition to the Stones, giving the band an early boost of momentum. The Stones released a gritty, high-energy version that highlighted their blues-driven attitude. Not long after, Lennon and McCartney decided the song deserved a place in the Beatles' own catalog, reworking it into a more streamlined performance for their 1963 album With the Beatles. This exchange marked one of the earliest creative intersections between two groups who would go on to shape the British invasion together. Number 3. Love of the Loved by Cilla Black, 1963. Cilla Black, an emerging vocalist closely linked to the Beatles and managed within Brian Epstein's circle, benefited greatly from Lennon and McCartney's songwriting generosity. Among the songs they gave her was Love of the Loved, a track the Beatles themselves had attempted during their ill-fated Decca audition. Although their version was shelved, Cilla Black, under the production guidance of George Martin, transformed it into a refined pop recording that highlighted her commanding vocal style. The song reached the UK Top 40 and played a key role in establishing her as a national star rather than just a Liverpool favorite. Today, it stands as a fascinating glimpse into the Beatles' formative songwriting years and the growth of the Merseybeat movement. Number 4. Sour Milk Sea by Jackie Lomax, 1968. Although George Harrison spent years in the shadow of John Lennon and Paul McCartney as a songwriter, his talent became increasingly evident with compositions like Sour Milk Sea. Written during a period when Harrison was deeply immersed in Indian spirituality, the song reflected themes of enlightenment and self-discovery. He passed it on to Jackie Lomax, another artist signed to Apple Records, and took an active role in the recording by contributing guitar. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr also participated, creating a session that was almost a full Beatles reunion in all but name. Despite its vibrant sound and remarkable lineup, the single failed to make a strong commercial impact. Over the years, however, it has earned appreciation as a cult favorite and a hidden treasure from the Apple era. Number 5. Goodbye by Mary Hopkin, 1969.
Goodbye, goodbye, my love, goodbye.
Mary Hopkin, a gifted folk singer also under the Apple Records umbrella, was presented with one of Paul McCartney's most graceful compositions, Goodbye. Its gentle structure and elegant melody blended seamlessly with Hopkins' pure, haunting vocal tone. The song climbed rapidly up the charts, but was held at number 2 in the UK by an immovable competitor, the Beatles' own Get Back. Even without claiming the top spot, Goodbye became one of Hopkins' defining recordings and a clear example of Paul McCartney's ability to write songs that were understated yet deeply affecting. Number 6. Badge by Cream, 1969.
About the times you drove in my car.
As Cream approached their turbulent breakup, Eric Clapton joined forces with his close friend George Harrison to create a song for what would become the band's final album, Goodbye. That collaboration produced Badge, a track that fused Clapton's precise, expressive guitar work with Harrison's melodic sensibility. The song's layered arrangement and enigmatic lyrics helped it stand out as one of the highlights of Cream's concluding chapter. It also symbolized the interconnected nature of the late 1960s rock scene, where major artists frequently collaborated despite the mounting pressures of fame and internal conflict. Number 7. A World Without Love by Peter and Gordon, 1964.
I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love.
Years before Peter and Gordon rose to fame, Paul McCartney had written A World Without Love while he was still a teenager. Believing the song to be too lightweight for the Beatles, he set it aside. That changed when Peter Asher, one half of the duo, formed a personal connection with the Beatles through his sister Jane. Paul McCartney then offered the song to Peter and Gordon, whose polished harmonies transformed it into a massive UK #1 hit and a strong success in the United States. In a twist of irony, a song McCartney once doubted went on to become an international triumph and the duo's signature recording. Those are 7 songs you might not have known were written by the Beatles. Have you heard any of them before? Let us know in the comments.